hotbed of Northwest Indiana.
Another guy said the picks, Yannick, he's young.
Every NBA season, a player seems to appear out of nowhere. No hype, no big contract, no expectations, and suddenly, everyone is asking the same question. Who is that guy? That's exactly what happened with Nate Williams. During a tough stretch for the Golden State Warriors, the team needed someone to step up. And surprisingly, it wasn't a superstar. It wasn't a lottery pick. It was a two-way contract player who most fans had barely heard of. But after an impressive performance against the Clippers, even Stephen Curry was impressed. The Warriors needed help. The Warriors were extremely short-handed. Several key players were missing, including Stephen Curry himself, forcing the team to rely on depth players and call-ups.
Hotbed of Northwest Indiana.
Another guy said the picks, Yannick, he's young.
That's when Nate Williams got his opportunity. Williams had only recently signed a two-way contract with Golden State, so meaning he could split time between the NBA team and the G League. Normally, players in that position barely see the floor, but injuries and roster problems forced the Warriors to give him real minutes, and he made the most of it. From G League to the big stage. Before joining Golden State, Nate Williams had already taken a long road through basketball. He played college basketball at Buffalo, where he became one of the best players in the program's history and earned first-team All-MAC honors. After going undrafted in 2022, Williams had to fight for every opportunity. He bounced between the G League and short NBA stints. With teams like the Portland Trail Blazers and Houston Rockets, nothing was guaranteed. But those years built something important: experience, confidence, and a chip on his shoulder. To the moment he got everyone's attention against the Clippers, Williams finally had the chance to show what he could do. Early in the game, he made one of the most exciting plays of the night. He sneaked up behind a defender, stole the ball from Kawhi Leonard, and raced down the court for a powerful dunk. That kind of play instantly energizes a team, but Williams wasn't done. Moments later, he helped keep a possession alive by fighting for an offensive rebound. The ball swung around the perimeter, and Williams calmly knocked down a corner three. Just like that, fans started paying attention. Defensive hustle that stood out. One of the most impressive things about Williams wasn't just scoring, it was his defense. At one point, he literally slapped the ball out of Kawhi Leonard's hands. Now that might not sound like a big deal. But Kawhi is one of the strongest and most careful ball handlers in the league. You rarely see anyone strip him clean. Williams did it twice. Those hustle plays are exactly what coaches love from role players: energy, effort, defense. The numbers were impressive. By the end of the game, Williams had delivered the best performance of his young Warriors career. He finished with 18 points, 5 of 8 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3, had 22 minutes off the bench. For a player on a two-way contract, that's huge. In fact, he was one of the brightest spots in the Warriors lineup that night. Even though the Warriors eventually lost the game, Williams' performance caught the attention of fans and analysts alike. Why? Steph Curry loved it. Role players are extremely important for teams like the Warriors. When you have superstars like Curry, Draymond Green, and other veterans, the team depends on role players to do the small things. Defend, hustle, move, without the ball hit, open shots. And that's exactly what Williams did. His energy plays, defensive pressure, and smart shooting are the kind of contributions that help championship teams. That's why players like Curry always appreciate teammates who bring effort and intensity. Could he earn a bigger role? Right now, Nate Williams is still on a two-way contract, but performances like this can change everything. Analysts have already suggested that the Warriors could consider converting his deal into a standard NBA contract, especially because the team needs wing depth. Williams has the physical tools. He's a 6'5" wing with a strong defensive build, which makes him a useful player for guarding multiple positions. And if he continues to hit open threes while playing aggressive defense, he could easily become a rotation player. Why stories like this matter? The NBA isn't just about superstars. Sometimes the most exciting stories come from players fighting to stay in the league. Players like Nate Williams, undrafted, overlooked, forced to prove themselves again and again. But when they finally get their opportunity, they show the world what they can do. The Warriors may have lost that game against the Clippers, but they might have discovered something important: a new role player, a defensive spark, and a player who isn't afraid of the moment. Nate Williams showed that even players coming from the G League can step onto an NBA floor and make a real impact. And if he keeps playing like this, we might be hearing his name a lot more in the future. What do you think? Could Nate Williams become a real rotation player for the Warriors, or was this just one great game? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more incredible NBA stories, highlights, and rising stars. Because in the NBA, sometimes the biggest surprises come from the players nobody saw coming.